everybody, Ham here. How are all my lovely people doing today? Today we're going to do a video on, and now I would sing this song, but I don't know what copyright BS happens, but today's video is about patience. Does anybody know what song I was about to sing? It's an old one. I think it's Guns N' Roses, right? Am I wrong? Poison? I don't know. So today's video is about patience, and I had a lot of signs recently telling me that that's what my next video needed to be about, right? So I feel that especially in today's society, people have just a general problem with being patient with things. Wi-Fi acting slow. You call like customer service and it takes too long to, get a response that you need. You're waiting online for something. These are just like general everyday kind of things. You're waiting in line at the grocery store or anything like that. And then patience is also, things that people struggle with, like with big things like can't get the job I want, can't find the husband I want, can't find the wife I want, the glue for my acrylic nails isn't drying. Things like that. So patience is needed for a lot of things in life, right? Probably why we all have really high blood pressure, right? Not me, but I'm just saying, like, other people in general, like just the general, I guess, American way of life is very like go, 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 at least in New York. But I think in most places nowadays things are like go, 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 get this, do that, run this errand, get this right away. Everything is like available, everything is like at your disposal, ready to go, ready to rock, fast food, fast this. And I have a video linked down below about like fast food, fast society, basically, right? So what have I learned recently, and how has it helped me recently to become a more patient person, right? I used to have not a stitch of patience in the world. And a lot of it came from just, sometimes people are impatient because they're spoiled or whatever, they're just used to getting things right away. And we all are, that's just the general consensus. Like when you're used to getting things right away, it almost spoils you, right? Because you're used to that luxury. So what has helped me to become more patient? What has it done for me, right? Okay. When things tend to go wrong in your life, when things tend to not go right over and over and over again, you almost don't have a choice. You're almost forced into becoming more patient, right? And I'm not saying you need all these bad things to happen to you. You need all these everything's wrong to happen to almost like gain this sense of like, I better calm down if I want to survive, right? Yeah, so like things that have maybe just kind of like over and over again, not quite worked out, how you envisioned it maybe, your whole life or as a child or, whatever your fantasy world was. And I think another thing that kind of, puts a damper on things is that, we are shown constantly through the media that like things can be handed to you. Like people are just all of a sudden famous one day for doing something simple, and like, it happens, but it doesn't happen as often or to as many people as maybe you are envisioning, right? So I kind of took a step back and I realized, okay, things aren't going the way I planned. And how often do they in life, right? Most times people, things don't happen the way you expect them to happen. So things weren't going the way, I necessarily planned. That kind of threw me in a sense of saying like, okay, maybe I should just not worry about it because it's, this is like for long-term goals, right? I just have to let things kind of come when they're ready to come. For short-term things like, I want my toast done, I want the mail to show up, I ordered a package from something, I want it to come. I realized that what good is that doing me? What good is that doing me to sit down, with my lawn chair on the front lawn, waiting for things to just happen, right? When is the water gonna boil, right? That's kind of like the mentality, like standing over the pot of water, watching and waiting for it to boil, right? What good is that really doing you? So like, for instance, you're on the phone with customer service and you're on hold and you're on hold and you're on hold. What's stopping you from putting your phone on speaker and going and doing some other things? Go do something else. Wait for them to come back to you. You don't always have to be acting impatient, right? How much better do I feel now that I'm able to, and people are saying, you know, easier said than done. No, actually it is. It's just that simple. It really is just that simple. People are waiting for the next thing. Waiting, well, I can't do this until this happens. I can't learn to be patient because there's too much stress in my life. Well, how much of that stress are you creating for yourself? Right? How much of that stress are you kind of putting upon yourself because of the simple word of not being patient? The simple phrase, right? I felt like a better person. I felt like I can give a lot more of myself now because I'm not, you know, for instance, again, the water boiling. I'm waiting for the oil to boil physically. And I'm mentally waiting for the water to boil. And now my heart's racing. But like, what if we just let the water boil and like go do some, you know, fill out some bills that we've been waiting to do, or like go wash the dishes, or like sing a song, you know, go play a game, you know, like do other things in the meantime. And the next thing you know, the thing that you were waiting for is already, now it's waiting for you. I feel a lot more in control. I feel like I'm more aware, like I'm more present, right? So I can better deal with things. So what benefits has this provided for me? Well, I don't feel stressed out all the time. Being impatient is so stressful, I realized. Wanting things now is so stressful because you're relying on other people and other things that are out of your control. Okay? The only thing that you can physically control is yourself, right? So up here, this body, and a lot of people I think make excuses. They use their mental health as, you know, illnesses or whatever as like excuses to not do things or be a certain way. Like, I can't do that because I'm depressed. Well, work on that depression. Like, you don't have to be buried in that. Yes, chemical imbalances, like I've suffered from depression at times and different, you know, things. You know, I won't get into it, but there are ways to force yourself. Like, you have to want it. You have to want it. Sometimes people bury themselves in their depression and bury themselves in all that kind of stuff because it's just that much easier. Like, I was trying to talk to my kid about something. They were having a bad day. And I sat them down and put them on my lap face to face and said, we're going to talk about this. They were squirming to get out. All they wanted to do was go watch TV. But what was that going to do? It was going to bury it back deep down inside. The issue was never going to be addressed. Sometimes doing things the easy way is not the right way and is not the way to solve your problem. Going through a little bit of uncomfortableness will ultimately make you stronger, callous you over, and get you ready for the next battle you need to face, right? I went through hell and back, and because of that, because of the situations that I've been through in the past however many years, where I just could not control anything. When I tell you couldn't control anything, I meant anything, including myself. Like, nothing was in my hands. I had nothing. The only way to survive is to just go with the flow. That's why I feel like people who don't have a lot and don't have a lot of money have a stronger mind. Because they're forced to deal with a lot more and a lot more things on a serious level, day to day, including like food and things that like we just take for granted. And it creates a lot more of like a humble nature, and ultimately you're working on yourself and you're becoming a better person. Like this quote I keep seeing is like, everyone wants the perfect person, but no one's willing to be the perfect person, right? In like a relationship or something like that. Let that sink in. You've probably seen this quote too. Everyone wants the perfect person, but is not willing to be the perfect person. So if you're not willing to work on yourself, how are things going to change? Right? And I'm working on it myself too. I'm not perfect. I'm still, dealing with a lot myself, but to be able to sit here and talk about it and kind of, mull it over in my mind, it kind of helps me to be accountable. And you need to be accountable for yourself too. Like, don't expect things from other people if you're not willing to put the work in, if you're not willing to make the changes yourself. Okay? Part of being a good person and a mature adult is, doing your part, putting the effort in on your end, and sitting back and taking a deep breath and letting things happen. If you want things to happen now, who are you, Veruca Salt? Like, you want it now, and now you're going to become a big blueberry, and they got to pop you and drain the juice? Come on. Come on, right? So, it's so important to just find that strength, find that maturity. Like, we don't need to, rely on, seminars and yoga classes and, gurus and this, that, and the third to tell us who we are and how to become a better person. All those things are great. They'll help you build yourself, but it needs to come from within, right? You need to dig freaking deep. Dig on down and find inside of you that calm, that just sit and meditate. Meditation doesn't mean you have to be right? Meditation just means sit in your own head. It's that too, but it doesn't have to be. Meditation can just mean sitting in your own head and being honest with yourself. And that's one thing I value about me, and I want you guys to start doing for yourself, is if you're honest to anybody in this world, be honest to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, right? Lie to whoever you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not lying to yourself, you're going to be able to make better decisions and realize who you are and come into yourself and become who you're supposed to be. Okay? So having patience not only makes you a better person, it makes you a calmer person. It makes you feel better about you. It gives you the opportunity to actually conceptualize things in your head, to solve problems, to help meet those goals. Sometimes things take years and years and years, but if you gave up, just like another quote I saw, it was if babies who were trying to walk, after they fell for the first time, were walking's not for me, and gave up, and that was it. You know what I mean? Babies just blindly trust the process because they have no other choice. Just like people who don't have money and are down on their luck. You don't have any other choice but to just trust the process. And how many times in my videos do I say trust the process, right? Okay, so with that said, take deep breaths. If you're too busy worrying about what other people think, you're very in that world of drama, or you're very in that world of needing to fit in, go in your room, lock the door, shut the blinds, no one's looking, and talk to yourself and tell yourself, this is the freaking truth. This is what really needs to happen. And breathe, and it will. It will manifest. You need to believe, and you need to breathe, and you need to just find that patience inside, okay? It's so important. All right, I hope this video made some kind of sense. I always kind of do things on the fly because it's an idea I had, but I'm trying to have a conversation with y'all. So love you. This video is way too long. I have to edit it. You look beautiful today. I hope your Saturday is shining bright and you love yourself, because I love you too. Okay, beautiful people of the world, have a wonderful day. Bye.